Thanks for watching another presentation of King, Money King Media TV. And once again, I'm your host, the double OG Guru of Boxing, Ted King. And today we're going to be going through this fight with the WBC lightweight champion of the world in Shakur Stevenson versus Artem Herrick Union. This was a very interesting fight. In that Stevenson is trying to resurrect his status as a highly esteemed boxer, fighter, and with his last outing against De Los Santos, he did not show that he had the preparation, perhaps, or even the mindset to be able to defeat his last opponent, although he did win. This time he's going to come out trying to establish more of a dominance in terms of his boxing prowess. And as we see here, we have the challenger, Herrick Union, establishing a jab. And what we got here, we have, of course, the two trying to establish distance and timing with programming and jousting techniques. And I'd like to point out that Shakur Stevenson, his problem is fighting off the back foot. Of course, he moves forward, but he still has his front foot in a position where it's way over his chin, as you see right here. In other words, he's still his problem is fighting off the back foot, and he'll have to if he's going to try to be a little bit more of a crowd pleaser, he will have to start fighting over the front foot, in a countering action, to where he can present a lot more pop in his punches. Because if he fights anyone like a Tank Davis and expects to slow Tank down without being able to stun Tank or to put enough pop on the punch to slow Tank down, it's going to be a disastrous night for him against Tank Davis. And I would even argue if he fought Isaac Pitbull Cruz, he would suffer from the same type of outcome, which would be a loss, in my opinion. And again, watch how he leans back. This when he moves forward, he moves forward to smother Herrick Union's offense, but he should be using the same tactic to present an offense, not smother the opposition's offense. Once he's able to see that back foot, that's his biggest detriment, in my opinion, his style. He's always dependent on the back foot action, and even when he tries to present an offense, he still relies on back foot action, leaning back. Can't knock anybody out that way. Doesn't have enough power to knock anybody out leaning backwards. It has been done, but Shakur Stevenson's not that fighter who has implemented enough torque on his punches to be able to lean back and fire off a knockout blow. That's not Shakur Stevenson. He has to understand that he'll have to sit there in the pocket to slow down the impact of the opposition to be able to get off a good counter, which you will definitely give more of a opportunity for definitely a stoppage, if not a knockout. But as we see here, he's still even moving forward. Now that position right there is where how he needs to do. That's where he needs to be, right there. In that position, that right there is good. All that right there is good. He needs to fire off of that though. He needs to be firing off of that, but not leaning back, firing off. And that's where his problem is. Leaning back, firing off. He needs to stay right there with defensive responsibility. And that he needs to stay right there in the pocket with good defense and counter. He should have countered with a overhand left. He didn't do that, which is basically his punch. It's supposed to be the punch from the southpaw position. It's the left hand, and he didn't get opportunity. He had the opportunity to do so, and he didn't do it. So these are the things that Shakur Stevenson needs to definitely work on. And because Devontae Tank Davis would have fired that shot off. Trust me, he wouldn't have hesitated. No hesitation in Devontae Tank Davis. I'm not trying to compare the two, but this is basically what we have to, as far as them being in the upper echelons of the light weight division. This is what we have to go by, the opposition. So yeah, Shakur Stevenson, again, he needs to he lean back too much, leaning way. Listen, he could have parried and got off a shot without leaning back. Hurricane is not that fast of a fighter, although he got good technique. He got all the fundamentals in place, but he's not look at that shot, slow. See, he should have fired off of that. You see, he's already timed him. He's already got his distance in place. Now it's just a matter of dismantling his opponent. Now he won the fight. Now no question about that. But we're talking about dominance over your opponent. That's basically what's going to put his fans in the seats. You know how he's going to garner more fans, and because this is a business, and the business of boxing is, no matter what anybody tells you, the business of boxing is basically watching a gladiator sport, and how a fighter is going to systematically dominate his opponent. And that's what Shakur Stevenson, the lean back, all that lean back is fine. But again, that's the one thing about this shell. Oftentimes you see a lot of people using the shell mimicking Floyd Mayweather, but Floyd Mayweather always punched back. You know, they didn't punch back. You know, he's going to always be looking for the offense as opposed to just working the shell as a defense. And he's not throwing to the body. Shakur Stevens not throwing punches to the body. He's not, you know, he hit the body there, but he's not necessarily throwing enough shots to the body to break this man down to be able to knock him out. So these are the things that, in my opinion, that Shakur Stevens will have to do if he's going to garner clear and decisive victories over these higher level opponents. For example, Deontay Tank Davis, Vasilio Lomachenko. Even though Pitbull Cruz is at 140-pound division, his name keeps coming up in reports today. So it's all speculation, of course. You know, these guys haven't signed on the dotted line. We just hear these things, of course, report these things and see what happens. But sport of boxing, the business of boxing dictates, you know, the revenue, where the revenue is coming from based on the fighters involved. That's no secret. So that's pretty much what I got today on Shakur Stevenson. He was able to get a unanimous decision. But again, he fought a fighter who Frank Martin stopped, and he didn't. Okay, so that's all I got for now. This is WOG Guru Boxing, Ted King. Until the next one, keep your hands up. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends to subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification icon bell for any future uploaded videos. Like, share, and until the next one, I'm WOG Guru from King Mighty King Media TV.